First of all, I'd like to start by saying thanks for having me. You know, it's not something I do all the time, but there's a few things that go unchecked around here that need to get discussed every now and then. My basic struggle or problem with this society is that we're not very smart anymore. We just go along with the things we're told, and it's just left over from colonialism, and it's terrible. I mean, we're still clinging on to religions that have been around for thousands of years. It's not good. I mean, people are grown, intelligent individuals that believe in this fairy tale that people tell them, and now the government has found ways to manipulate that as well, as if they haven't throughout history. But people don't understand that, this whole religion thing is just a farce, and I believe that it needs to get dealt with. Our youth, their minds are being fed to the wolves pretty much, through mainstream media and everything like that, and it just takes a lot more effort on people's part to see the truth. It's like, with my own children, I try to teach them the right ways and try to teach them that what they teach them in school isn't necessarily the truth. And you have to have a clear understanding of the past to know where the future's going. And these teachers, they slack off and they teach them these half-histories or these half-truths, and these kids believe that these are facts and then get older and realize that that's not even true at all, or nothing even close to it. They just leave out all the atrocities and all the controversy and everything. They just have a cut and dry sense of what is and what isn't. There's no questioning, there's no debate. But with the whole religion thing, it's like these kids believe that, God is the answer and God will get them out of this stuff, and really it's going to be God that's going to get them into it. And that belief is going to allow them to be led, led in a bad way, led to their own demise, pretty much, by these religious leaders and that are tied in with politicians and that are bought now. And it's like, they gotta understand that, there's a chance that there is a God, but the whole idea of the organized religion, it comes from, control mechanisms from a long time ago. These are ancient mechanisms used to control very limited, intelligent people. They weren't very smart, so all they had to do was, preach to them, tell them this fairy tale, tell them there's someone watching them and that their eternal soul will be ruined if they don't listen. And then the controlling powers could then back off and allow the religion to, maintain the population and keep them in line. And it still carries out today. There's only so much that society has to do in order to check these people, or check these massive amounts of people, and they get them all on this common wavelength and this common intelligence, and then they're able to herd them in any type of way they choose. It's not very fair to be telling people this stuff. I don't agree with it. That's why I teach my kids to think freely, have your own thoughts. It's like, you have to step outside the program. You got to see that this media and, with music and stuff, they tell you what you should be, what you need to be. And people believe that, they live it. They tell people that living in the ghetto is a good thing, and being impoverished is a good thing. And these people are proud of it, and they can't see that that's exactly where the people want them to be at, and they want them to be happy with it. So everybody wins in that situation. But the religious aspect of it is like, you have, let's say, the Christian churches, the Mormon churches, all these guys, all these players out here, they're acting like they're making a difference and they're helping people, but really, they're just an institution that has their own agendas as well. They're making their own money, they're, taking care of their own people, It's like, they're not really godly people. The roots of it aren't very godly to, to usurp all this land and say that it's in God's name and manifest destiny and things like that. These kids don't even know this stuff. They don't even know what it means what a manifest destiny is. And the celebration of the end of it, killing all the native people off as well. They didn't understand that there was a celebration from, from the elite class, that they had finally made their manifest destiny possible. They've, wiped out everybody else along the way, But it's like I said, with this whole church thing, it's like they teach these people that hell is a real place, and they have these thoughts in their own mind that that this is real, and it's like in the small amount of time that it takes, you know what I mean, for a catastrophic event. Like, let's say, you know what I mean, you're a Christian going person, you go to church every day, you know, or you might not have gone in a few years. You still have that programming that if you don't pray to the, you know, your God, or you don't pray for forgiveness, or say your Hail Marys or Our Fathers, or whatever, you know, whatever the toll may be to be saved and be in the right alignment, you understand that when you die, that's your thought process tells you that you are going to hell. So in essence, you could send yourself there, you know. But the people who have a clear idea and the real idea of what, you know, what it means to be the being, what the being is, you know what I mean. The being is in us, you know what I mean. Spirit, and it carries on. You know what I mean. It's what you make of it. But when these church people and everybody, they tell these kids and stuff that they will go to hell, that's exactly what they send them. They don't know what they're doing. And it might sound crazy to a lot of people to think that, but, you know what I mean, I've done a lot of research, and for the most part, that's the most logical conclusion I can come up with, you know. And I just think that it's not very fair that, you know, all these massive groups of intelligent adults still believe in these fairy tales. I mean, it's nonsense, man. I mean, they believe that these magical people are going to save them, or they're going to doom them, or they control everything that goes on around them. And it's like they all think that they're right. But it's all, you know, it's all cracked fragments of the same belief system used a long time ago. It was a trend a long time ago to start a religion. These are just the leftovers. These are just the scraps of it. You know what I mean? And these people take these things and these controlling mechanisms, and, you know what I mean, the media and everything as well. And they use all these mechanisms intact with the government, you know what I mean, to just push their thoughts along. That's why each president is a Christian somehow, or, you know what I mean, or some type of religious person. You know what I mean? It's like you won't see a Muslim president, or, you know, a Hindu president, or an atheist president, because they can't get on the common wavelength with the people. It won't happen. It's not allowed. It's taboo. It's not good. To me, it don't make no sense. You know what I mean? You got to be able to see past it all. You got to be able to see past that stuff. And it's just my goal right now to just teach my kids and other kids or other people that are willing to listen that there's more going on than what they think. You know what I mean? There's the corruption's, you know, at a pretty high rate, and the religious people are running wild, and, you know what I mean, doomsday and all these thoughts, and just trying to find their ways to control these people, man. And then once the time comes for it all to fall down, they said they already have the priests on the payroll anyway, so they're just gonna walk them right in, just walk them right into their own demise, man. And they're just gonna let it happen because, you know, some book told them it's okay. They don't think, they just believe. You know, you just believe, and you shut that brain off your ears. You just, because you already seem to know it. It's already written for you. Everything's handed to you. The media hands you a lifestyle. They hand you a religion. You know what I mean? And it's like, people cannot see past these things, and it's terrifying, you know. But you gotta understand that you can't be wasting time chasing this dream, chasing the American dream, you know, because it ain't ever gonna come true, man. You might as well take the time and raise your family right, you know, help instruct the people around you to see what's going on, instead of wasting your time trying to make this money just to pay the elite ruling class. So one day, you know what I mean, you're still going to be, no matter how much money you make, you're still going to be paying them. And if you don't make enough, you know what I mean, like most of the people in the United States do, you're going to think you're doing okay, but you're going to realize that it's never going to be enough. You're going to work until you die. There's never a buffer. There's never a nest egg that you can just relax and live upon. You can't just buy land and live on the land. You gotta pay those taxes. You gotta pay taxes for everything. You gotta have permits to build anything. So you can't just have your own land and just live on it. It doesn't exist. That dream is dead. It never happened. It's like, people don't get that. And they're willing to work and, you know, spend time away from their families and everything just to try and make a better life for them, but it's never gonna be exactly what they want it to be because the system isn't set up in their favor, and they just gotta see that. But